one of the other things, like from a, it's interesting, like that whole health perspective issue, like the whole sort of, when how just like that it was, the 19th century sort of the non-religious reasonings, like where it was, where it was seen as like to associate the penis with pain,
curved spine, and
to make sure that the
all
penis
the medical uses that was supposedly cited. That was quite funny. Yeah,
to hurt people. So it was literally to make sure you were in pain. Was
well, the rite of passage, isn't it?
And then that through that thing that it was, masturbation is dirty, and so that if you touch it, that's dirty. So then 100 years later, we live in this fucking bullshit, the lie. Sorry, I just that it was because it was dirty, it was unclean, but it had nothing to do with it was the act of that was unclean, like in the eyes of the faith, like masturbation and or pleasure, having pleasure from sex was considered unclean. That was what was dirty.
You don't go spilling that seed without some recompense.
So
you know what I mean?
So turning that into and then that being the dirty thing, sex and pleasure being a dirty, and then that turning into us being told like 100 years later that it was removed because it was made people
it discouraged that unhealthy action.
Yes, and so it was the
because that's
mutation.
The way to look at it from their perspective,
But that's not what we were told. We were told that
how dare the monkey start stroking itself and give itself pleasure? Look in the wild. What are they doing? Sitting there stroking themselves all fucking day half the time.
Well, as long as they're well fed, otherwise they'll be getting food.
This is it. Otherwise they're hunting for food.
Yeah, you get food.
That is the nature of the thing. You know what I mean? Food, shelter, fuck.
But this common trope today is that it makes, like, if you have a foreskin there, that it's hard to keep clean and all this stuff. So the concept of being the dirty and the uncleanliness actually comes from
completely unfounded these days.
Well, but what you're not getting, what I keep saying and you're not getting is that the transformation of it being a dirty act became that we were told that it was because if you didn't remove it, it would be dirty, like that you'd get sick and so but the origin of unclean wasn't that it was some kind of like that if foreskins made you sick, it like made the penis sick. It was that it was spiritual, like it was like this masturbation.
God told you
sick,
couldn't do
sickness.
it. God special says, it's not Simon says, it's God says.